Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. I hadn't really planned on doing Jumpstart 2022 on the plots, but a while back I went ahead and just recorded all the data, updated it today for 50 days post-release. And so in total, 50 days and including the pre-sale period, $270,000 for 2,496 boxes, coming to an average of $108 per box. And now this is kind of a weird set, of course. If you buy enough of it, it essentially becomes a constructed set like Commander decks would be. So it's hard to compare to other things. And of course, it's a pretty terrible time to be releasing weird sets. Now, let's throw Infinity on here. Of course, Infinity beats it. Yeah, that's kind of weird. So, Infinity itself, unsets are never that popular, and it's kind of dismaying that you have Jumpstart 2022 coming in underneath Infinity. And it kind of begs the question, why were these products released at this time? Let's go ahead and throw up Brothers War and Dominaria United. Now for these standard sets, these will be set box sales. For Infinity and Jumpstart, since neither of them had set boxes, they will for Infinity be draft boxes, and for Jumpstart just booster boxes. And so if we look here, the bottom blue line on cumulative spend, this is Jumpstart, and then it's followed by Infinity with the red line, Brothers War by the yellow line, and Dominaria United with the purple line. And so you really have to ask yourself, let's imagine that we were in the inner sanctum of WotC back in January of 2022, and we were laying out the release schedule for the year, and we said, okay, well, in the last several months of the year, we're really going to hit it hard. We're going to give about 6 weeks after Double Masters 2022, and then we'll drop Dominaria United in September, Infinity in October, Brothers War in November, Jumpstart 2022 in December, and in that time period also over those 4 months, we'll release the Warhammer 40k Commander decks, Magic 30, and 2 or 3 Secret Lairs every week. And you have to start to ask yourself, with how poorly these sold, they would have had generally pretty near the same development cost as any other set this year, any other standard set or Baldur's Gate or Double Masters 2022, or if we want to just reach forward a little bit into 2023, we would expect that the development cost would probably be pretty similar to Dominaria Remaster 2. And so, was it worth it? Were these products popular enough? Did they sell enough to be worth the development costs? Now, yes, obviously they made money for WotC. I have no doubt about that. I am sure that they made more in revenue from selling the product to distributors and to Amazon than it costs in sunk development costs to create the product. But the question is, if these sets had not been released, if they had been pushed to 2023, would WotC have made any less revenue? Or would that money that players spent on Infinity and Jumpstart 2022 would it have just been redirected into maybe the ultra high margin Magic 30, into more Dominaria United, more Brothers War, more Double Masters 2022, certainly. And the question is, well, was it a good idea to just cram 2 more additional sets in at the end of the year? I'm very skeptical. I know we will never have the information to actually answer that question, but it strikes me as highly unlikely that it was really that fruitful to have crammed those sets in right there. I think they could have pushed those sets to 2023, sprinkled them out during 23, and probably made just as much, if not more, revenue off of those sets, releasing them in the future. Remember, making and releasing additional product does not always mean additional sales, additional revenue, additional profits. And so as you create more and more theoretical Magic expansions in a crazy universe where you could release potentially unlimited in a single calendar year, at some point the customer just doesn't have any more money to give you, and you are sinking development costs on products that will not sell well enough. Let me know what you think, guys. Otherwise, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade.